Good morning, everybody. It's Labor Day weekend. It's August 30th. Um, I woke up this morning at my girlfriend's really, really nice. She just, the thing is, I woke up upset because we're broke for Labor Day. But then I started thinking, wait a minute, there's people living under bridges for Labor Day. So no complaints. Okay, so we're using a medium gauge. Whatever. Same thing. I like to use. It's kind of like I'm just very grateful, actually, for the things I've got in my life. Come to think of it, and this is one of them. The fact that I can afford to use, this could be a Sharpie. This could be even worse than a Sharpie. It could be like a 99-cent store copy of a Sharpie, which is like so bad they dry out really quickly. I've got a lot to be thankful for, and this is one of them. It's a medium gauged MB Pigma Sakura Japanese brush style pen with the ink. Part of what I love about it is there's just the quality of the ink. On how it's so wonderful on what they call it's a brand name Strathmore Bristolboard, but really what it just is, aside from that, is it's cardstock, and just really everything I do. And I will say this: years ago, I've had a strange long trip or journey, or whatever you want to call it, already in my life. And I feel like I've just begun at this age, which is quite late. I have a cousin that says I'm just a very, very late bloomer, but that when I bloom, I'm really bloom. I hope she's right. Okay, so I went to Penland, North Carolina. I don't even want to talk about how long ago it was. I was given a scholarship. It was called a minority scholarship, simply because at Winston-Salem State University, where I went, somehow I was considered in the minority and given a scholarship. Actually, what it was anybody from Winston-Salem State was open to apply for this minority scholarship. So here I was. Winston-Salem State is traditionally an all-black institution of higher education in North Carolina. And they had an application because of that called a minority scholarship to Penland, and no one else seemed to really want to go. So I said, oh my gosh, I heard about Penland. I knew about it as a great craft school. So I went, and when I went, I discovered Micron pens. I didn't discover yet the Strathmore. I think I did. Maybe, I don't know when I started using the bristle board, but I think that may have been somewhere around then also. But I discovered the Micron pens, which are like a Rapidiograph. They're a technical pen, but they're not. Rapidiograph, I don't even know about Rapidiograph, except that I used it in high school at School of the Arts in Winston, under the instruction there. But I digress. We're not using a Micron pen now with the fine point, which they have number 1, 2, and 3. They have more than that, but really, I used to use them relentlessly. I used to go to concerts, and I believe I did use a bristle board. I think that the reason, and this was in Winston, where they have some really good concerts, classical style concerts, at the Stevens Center, School of the Arts, this kind of thing. And I would go dressed up, sit in the front row, dressed up in like clothes that you don't want to get art all, like mess up with art supplies, and not have to worry about that because I had these Micron pens. This is not really quite that. Actually, you could do that with this. But I always end up smudging something somewhere with this, even though it's not that bad. Okay, so I started this on the subway yesterday on August 29th in New York City. I'm at my girlfriend's, trying to think about what I'm going to do to be able to take her out for the holiday weekend, but I have no complaints, actually. really, compared to what some people are suffering in the world. Are you kidding? I got a lot to be thankful for. On August 30th, 2025, New York City, using let's sign this. You know what? What I'm going to do, the last thing I'm going to do is sign this, and then I'm going to work that signature in so integrally with the design in the next segment or two, and continue that process that will make a game out of it, and the viewership can, if they so desire, don't have to, no pressure, the viewership can guess at how many signatures, how many times I signed it for fun. What a life. Okay, everybody have a great and beautiful Labor Day weekend. I'll see you in the next segment.